You are now listening to Random Ramblings with... Yay! Yeah!
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I am back with another edition of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. If you're a first-time listener, I appreciate you all so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, if you're in their general vicinity, go ahead and reach up and give that person a crisp high five. But if you're not in their general vicinity, go ahead and take your social media device and use your app of choice to send that person a well-crafted DM, whether it be over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever have you, and tell them thanks for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, you can find this show on plenty of social media platforms, to include Twitter at 3R Show, Facebook. You just type in facebook.com/3R Show, or you can type in the Random Rambles with Rob on the search bar. You can find me on Instagram, walking the hollowed halls of Walmart, by using the hashtag WalmartLog or hashtag 3R Show. And you can find all things into pertaining on randomrobcast.com. Now, joining me on the show, you heard me a week or so back. I forget where my time goes or whatever. It's already December, but this was early November. I was talking about going to a convention in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This convention was called the J1 Con. Now, we went there. I've seen so many of my podcast brothers and sisters there. I met new people, made some connections and whatnot. And that's what you do at these things. You meet people, you find out about things you weren't privy to previous, and you just have fun. And I did such a thing, and I was able to do so because of my guest. Joining me is the purveyor, the creator, the CEO of the J1 Con. He's a freaking writer and an actor, a freaking musician. He's an all-around cool guy. It's not too much of nothing that I can name that he probably don't have his hands in. But joining me right now as my guest is one Mr. Jason Richardson. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Thank you for such a wonderful intro. I felt I was going to ask for my own autograph. I was like, who's this guy that's doing all this stuff? Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm Jamaican. I forgot. Yeah, that's me.
Well, man,
can't help it.
We got a lot to cover here, man. I know you're a busy man and whatnot, and you got some other things that you got to go stick your fingers in as well. I ain't talking about it in a freaking nasty way, but that could possibly be a thing too. But
the wife is busy watching TV.
Oh yeah, I know how that go. Mine watching TV too. So ain't nothing going down when that's happening. But let's just start on the big thing here. I come to know of you because of your creation, the J1 Con. So my first question for you was, how did this come to fruition? How did you come up with the idea, and how did you make it happen?
Okay. Well, I was doing smaller events, locally with other partners and other creators, and we were just doing it under the J1 Studios umbrella. I started making these video game tournaments with like cosplay aspects, like a little cosplay contest. I had like this monthly get together of nerdiness that I would have at rec centers, and I had this, with other creators like that were a part of it till they left. I decided to keep it going, but I realized I was burning holes in my pocket by creating these events and making them free. And providing like updated, you know what I mean, like movies and games and all this stuff, and having like a couple vendors here and there. So I was like, let me focus, put all my ideas, my concerts that I used to put together, my anime and events and video game tournaments. Let me just put it all together into one thing and make it annual, because I would try to, stress myself out more than I already do. And there you go, J1Con. I like throwing parties and getting people to come together. So I learned how to turn it into an event.
Word. So you covered a lot of things in the creation of J1Con. You talked about the gaming studio and whatnot. You run a studio called J1 Studios as well?
Yes.
So what's up with that? I mean, you do what type of games? Like card games, console games? What you got going on there?
Well, J1 Studios is the overall company, because J1Con is just short for J1 Studios Convention. Mm-hmm. So J1 Studios is a news site that also is a content creation site. So we have news and reviews on everything, culture, nerdy, and all that stuff. But we also make comic books. We make music. I'm getting back into game development, so making games again. And my first one is a tabletop, like card game. Yeah. Like the Yu-Gi-Ohs and the Pokemons of the world, the Magic the Gatherings. I'm doing like a one that's inspired by the Power Ranger genre known as Sentai or Tokusatsu. Made my own, spandex heroes. Yeah. And you battle one-on-one like Street Fighter. So, I mean, the studio itself is just all over creation. We also make novels. We have Arcana X. We have Xenexis. There's like all these different... We have our hands in everything. If we don't cover it, we make it.
Okay. Now, as far as your tabletop game and everything, you told a little bit of what it was inspired by, whatever. But when did you get into tabletop gaming?
Oh, oof. I mean, since I was a kid, I was into all this creation stuff. I think I made my first game, which was a computer game on here's where we start showing our age. The Apple IIe. Do you remember that?
The what?
The Apple IIe. It was an old Apple computer that was black with green letters.
Oh man, I think I missed that one.
Oh yeah, that shows my age. That was. I look young, but I'm a vampire, so.
Yes,
I've been around hundreds of years.
See, so that was your big plot and scheme. That's why you do these J1Cons, so you can recruit more vampires and shit. I'm glad I got out of there with my life.
But yeah, I was making these old computer games because I used to love playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Mad King and all these other games, and I wanted to be Nintendo, So I started I found this little book about making little games on the old school floppy disk using my BASIC. That was the programming code at the time. Yeah. And I would make sports games, action games. I'd make all these different types of games because I didn't want to be shoehorned into one thing. I wanted to really be like Nintendo. So then I made all these games, and then I made a little magazine with tips and tricks and codes on how to beat
your games.
My game, right? But you had to pay for a subscription, which was $1 to $5 a month or something like that. and like the games cost like $2 or something. And I would just make copies of the floppy disk, put them in like, I'd make my own little cardboard case so it felt like, you know, you were buying a legit game. And it had an instruction manual. And I had a whole thing. And I was like 12 years old when I first started doing this.
So, I mean, you going back to being a kid and trying to create and sell and, you know, do your own thing, essentially start a business that young or whatever. So, I mean, what put you on that path? I mean, did you have a parent or somebody in your life that kind of influenced you into kind of becoming a businessman, essentially?
I can say my mom, because, you know, she was, you know, I'm first in my family born in this country. And, you know, she was trying to, not even trying, she was going to University of Penn, and we didn't have a lot of money then. So she worked at UPenn, and they like helped with the tuition, the whole thing, but she didn't have babysitters like that. So I've stayed at Penn campus like all the time. And even as in my single digits, I was being babysat by the captain of the football team for University of Penn. Like, and I was hanging out in the dorms and stuff like that. 'Cause they all knew my mom. So it was cool. I was sometimes in class with her, and I knew, you know, I grew up in the old school, you know, Jamaican household. I wasn't going to make any noise while I was in the room. Mm-hmm. So if I was in that classroom, I was just sitting there learning. I try to just be a sponge. So I learned about business because that's what she was going to get her degree in. So I picked up on business strategies.
Man, look at that. I mean, you got a free education essentially,
right?
No, so I mean,
but no certification for it though.
Oh, I was just about to say that. Did you parlay that into something later on? But you know, you just kind of verified that for me.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah, I wish I got a certification for that.
Hey man,
that'd have been awesome.
It's never too late, homeboy.
Yeah, no, it's never too late in anything. A lot of people, they kind of ask me this question a lot of times. People who are in their 30s and above, they're like, hey man, I've always wanted to create or come up with an idea and work on a project, but I think I missed my boat because, you know, now I'm in my 30s or 40s. And I'm like, that's not an excuse. There's so many like A-list celebrities, multimillionaires whose lives and careers didn't kick off until after they were 40.
Yeah. 'Cause I often ask myself that too, because like I'm 37 now and I've been doing this for 4 years, and you know, I really enjoy doing the podcast and, you know, the places that I can go because of it. You know, I was able to go to the J1Con because of this, and you know, a number of other places.
You were a press and a guest. Yeah. How about that?
Exactly. And you know, and I was like, man, will I still be doing this in my 40s and beyond or whatever? But then I go back and think of like what you said, the celebrity aspect of it. Joe Rogan has been doing this forever, and he's way older than me. I mean, not way older, but older than I am. He is my senior. Kevin Smith and them, they in their 50s and all kind of crap like that, and they're still doing this, you know.
Dude, most of the Avengers are in their 40s.
Yeah.
Like, Paul Rudd is like 50 plus.
And you wouldn't tell. You couldn't tell.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've gotten a chance to meet a lot of different celebrities and all these different people in the industry. And a lot of them are like, yeah, man, stuff didn't get better until I got older.
Yeah. So is Paul Rudd in your vampire cult?
Yeah, he's part of the vampire crew, yeah.
So, I mean, who else in there? I mean, I know we got Keanu Reeves is another one that's probably in there.
Yeah, he kind of fits in there. I mean, we also got Nia Long in there.
Yeah.
You know,
people that just don't age. People that just don't age.
Right? Because people look at him a lot of interviews I've had where they ask me what's it like being so young, creating all this stuff, and then I'm like, wait, how old do you think I am? And bless their hearts, they think I'm in. That's when you know I'm old. I say, bless your heart.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I'm like, they're like, I usually get like anywhere from 28 to like somewhere in the low 30s. Mm-hmm. The max I've ever gotten was 35.
Word. Hey man, soak it in.
And I think they knew because they knew I was older, so they went for what they thought was the older number.
Word. Soak it in, man. Just
yeah, I'm that old.
Yeah.
But I gotta go to the gym and get fit and get ready to do all kinds of possible action stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, speaking of possible action stuff and everything, ain't your old lady pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah. You still you ain't that old. You still get that. Yeah, it's my first. Oh, okay. So I mean, man. So are you gonna be taking the baby to the freaking conventions and your business meetings and everything and whatnot, so they can get spun up early?
Yeah, most likely. Like, I'm gonna be like totally Howard Stark and have to take the little one around with me.
Word.
And since everybody knows me as Spider, for Spider-Man and stuff, I definitely fit something Spider in the name. His name is Jonathan Parker. So, yeah, Jonathan Parker Richardson. Sounds like he has good credit already.
Hell yeah. So. Shit. Now, as far as your tabletop game, what I think it is with VT Heroes.
Yes.
So
yeah,
I know you talked about the influences and everything, but like, what kind of how long did it take you to come up with the concept art and everything, and putting together what would be essentially your card decks and whatnot?
It didn't actually take me that long to do, surprisingly. And I think part of it is because I've been creating different projects and different ideas for decades. So I have thousands of characters to pull from.
I know you say you're already 1,000 years old.
That I haven't even used.
I know you already said you're 1,000 years old. So, I mean, you probably had a lot to choose from. You just probably pulled open the file cabinet and be like, all right, I just use this as the basis.
I kind of did. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I kind of did. Like, I was like, I love doing, like, I wanted to be a designer for, I know it sounds weird, but for, like, wetsuits. And like Under Armour. So a lot of my costumes just came from old designs. And I just put it all together, and I wanted to make a helmet. This was the first. I was making a helmet for the characters, because usually when I created the characters in my spandex, they had their faces exposed so you could, tell them apart. This time I didn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go full Power Ranger-esque. Since most people don't know that, like in Japan, this whole genre, everybody just associates it with just Power Rangers. So I'm like, yeah, all for that.
So now, as far as the freaking the characters and everything, I mean, the designs that we saw at the J1 Con, because you actually had people in the costumes for the characters there. I mean, did you have a hand in that, or did you outsource that?
Okay, yeah, let me tell you about that. I called that, I don't even call it that, but I guess maybe like a couple weeks before or a couple months before, I experienced what I call my Stan Lee moment.
Yeah.
Where, okay, so I was in talks with this cosplay crew, the Paladins of Cosplay. They were guests at the convention. We joked about the idea, like how cool would it be, and then I got hit up by them saying, like the one of the guys that's there in law, he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, check it out. I wanted to surprise you with this, but I wanted to let you know that this is happening. So he sent me pictures of the helmets. I'm freaking out because I'm like, wait a second. This is really happening. He's really putting on my VT Heroes helmet. Like, what? And I don't know. I didn't know. I'm telling you, I'm more starstruck about it than anyone because it's like I drew these characters.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing them. Well, like I was on set for the commercial, the live action commercial shoot. I actually shot that commercial.
Okay.
But it was cool just being on set and looking at my VT heroes walking around. Man, you don't even understand. It's crazy. I was like, I know what Stan Lee feels now. Not saying I'm on the same level, but I'm saying when you see your creation come to life for something like a live action something, like when you're on set and you're seeing your drawings, like walking around, like talking to your other drawings, it's bananas. Yeah. So like, you know, the Paladins of cosplay kind of came together and helped out. Yeah. And they're a whole production team. They had another crew that was doing the body suits, and they just put it all together, and it was fantastic.
Word.
And it was just so cool seeing that stuff.
Now,
you know what I mean? Like, it was.
Well, I mean, through that, your connections through your different projects that you got going on or whatever. On that alone, how important in any aspect of your businesses is connection and networking important?
Oh, how important? That is it. That's networking is your life. You have enough say in it. Like, if you want to get yourself out there, especially if you don't have millions of dollars already, just on standby, then you are going to have to be your own salesman, no matter what your business is, and you're going to have to shake as many hands as possible, kiss as many babies. Like, you're almost like on your political campaign, Go to as many events as possible. Like, networking is crucial because that's how people get to know who you are. And then after a while, people will be like, hey, you know that guy over there? Yeah, I know that guy. And then they're like, oh, all right. Then he must be, he must have some value to him. If we all seem to know this guy. All right, then especially if they keep seeing your face at more and more events, then your value goes up, and everybody starts fighting to work with you.
Word. I got you. I feel that wholeheartedly or whatever. I mean, within the last year or so is my first foray into doing these conventions and everything. So, it's just trying to expand the brand beyond, what I've been doing lately, which is mostly Twitter and email and stuff. I think being there out in the wild and actually seeing people face to face is, better. I've seen, I've seen since going to some of these conventions and actually talking to people and handing out business cards and everything that I've seen an increase. I've got some of those reactions like you was talking about. I was like, hey, I know that guy, So yeah, it is key.
Yeah, I did that with you. Like at the Black Committee Gauntlet.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, yeah, you. And I was like, oh, me.
No, I follow all your social media, so I watch your videos and stuff on Instagram and your stuff on Twitter. So I'm like, yeah, Rob, you go hit him up. Like, you know, I know you come, you know, you're not like local
Yeah.
to the convention, so you come out. That shows. That's a level of appreciation. You know, I just wanted to show my appreciation for you being a part of the convention. You weren't just going; you were a part of the experience.
Yeah.
So I wanted to like be able to thank you for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I appreciate it. As far as these conventions go, I know coming up in 2020, you're looking to do a dual convention, one in Jamaica and one back in the States. So
yeah,
where did the idea for that come from?
Well, because I'm Jamaican, and there's a lot of pop culture in Jamaica, like nerdy pop culture. Well, the problem is they don't have a connection to that industry.
Yeah.
Like the Hollywood aspect of it. And also, we don't like to trust, you know, just Hollywood coming in and like, hey, you want this?
Yeah.
You know, being an islander and going like, hey, I want to bring you something that benefit you as much as it'll benefit me. And I'm doing it because I care. You know what I mean? Like,
use my people.
Yeah, right. And then one of the things that I'm doing with it is I'm gonna be making slight changes to J1Con. Not anything major, just mainly the naming. Like it'll be J1Con, but instead of just anime gaming, I want it to be animation and gaming.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to grab from Japan, from China, you know, from France, you know, from Canada. There's so many different places that do animation.
Yeah. That
do great animation, and including Jamaica. So what I'm going to do is bring a lot of my studio friends from Warner Brothers and my Cartoon Network and like all that stuff to Jamaica so that they can do panels, you know, all kinds of other cool interactive things with these animators in Jamaica to kind of create a level of edutainment and aspect of networking they would normally get.
Word. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, I don't hear shit about Jamaica other than, you know, weed and maybe some beef.
Weed, women, and food. Like
exactly. I mean, you know, I wouldn't go put all the stereotypes out there, but you kind of did it for me, man. And what also killed me is how them motherfuckers be dancing, man. They just be jumping off the roof of buildings and shit on the other people.
Yeah, that WWE dagger, that stuff is so wild. I still think it's wild. It's hilarious. But they have this whole nerd culture that's huge down there that people don't know about. Dude, it's totally Wakanda. Blew my mind. Like I go to Jamaica often and, you know, see family and stuff. But I went there to actually like do business and like start talking about J1Con. And I'm meeting all these awesome tech companies that are run by all these young black people. And they're like, oh yeah, this is our, you know, this room, and there's nothing but like Google screens everywhere. They're just waving their hands and making tech happen and stuff. I'm like, hey, I just saw on their Instagram for this one company they just got a robot for the office.
Goddamn. Like
a legit robot that walks around. It has emotions and stuff. Like it dances. Like what? Like, and they have a whole video gaming like tournament. Esports is a thing down there. There's a lot of cosplay. There's a lot of all this culture. It's just I'm gonna shine a light on it.
Word, because I mean, to think about what you're saying, it's like we are spoiled by it here, to where on a whim there's a convention that just pops up anywhere, and we can go there and we can cosplay and do all manner of things. And because I can pull up a calendar right now and tell you about 30 different conventions going on within this state and all the ones around me, but I never heard of, you know, anything coming out of Jamaica or anywhere else, you know, other than the States.
Right. That's true. And it's crazy because, like, there's a lot of it.
Yeah. But I mean, that just shows you the reach of, you know, media in itself or whatever. It's just like people, you know, watch Naruto, however you say it. I'm trying to say it all different variations so I can get it right, maybe. But they watch it here. They watch it in you know, where it originates from. I mean, I'm pretty sure they watch it in Jamaica. They watch it in freaking Canada. I mean, it's media. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's media. I mean, that's what it's for. It's not just select to just be in one specific part of the world to stay there, you know?
Yeah. And it's just really impressive. Like, there's so much out there. And I'm trying to just create a bridge.
Yep.
And I'm trying to have that happen in May.
Mm-hmm.
May of 2020. I have to take at least one more trip over there to do some last minute major planning. And then at the same time, I'm getting ready for the one in the fall that's going to be a showboat again.
Yeah.
And that's in November. I think that's November 13th through the 15th. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's all over the place.
Yeah, I know. No wonder you talking about you tired and sleepy and shit.
Right?
Yeah. But I mean, that's
I'm trying to remember, like, yeah, I got that. December is the month of me prepping for, what you call it? The VP Heroes Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah, and you're also trying to do a cosplay baby shower, too.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. And the more I think about it, boy, I'm like, oh, because I got to get the. It's just a matter of finding like the spaces.
Yeah.
You know, just finding the venue space for a place that's like cool for everybody.
Now, when you say J1 Studios or whatever, is that ran out of a building or your house?
Actually, it ran out of my home office.
Word.
Nice little home office. I've always done that because most of my jobs have been like, you know, I work from home kind of thing, like design jobs or corporate jobs, you know, where you do more teleconferencing than anything. So do everything from home. And I mean, like, we have other staff, you know, that create novels, like Brian Mincher, who does the Arcana X and Zeo Nexus novels. And he writes 90% of the articles on the J1 Studios site now. He's our content manager. He does his stuff from his house. We have Kate, KK Milo, who does her stuff over at in New York. She writes and draws the comic line. Then we have Melissa Moshu Barnhill, who's in Seattle. And she works on her book Silver, which is like a fantasy manga But we have so much content, and we have musicians and sound teams all over the country. Yeah.
So
now that I'm talking to you, I realize why I'm so. Now I do realize why I'm so tired. Like, oh yeah.
So
we do too much.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's better than doing nothing, right?
I mean, thanks.
Now, quick question on all that stuff that you're talking about. You got your hands into and whatnot. What is something that is still not in the realm of the J1 Studios? I mean, what is something that you would really like to get into, but just at the moment is not in the plans?
In-house animation.
Okay. So making it a studio, not just a home office.
Like, yeah, like we have all kinds of tech here. I do my YouTube videos here. I have like I turned the basement pretty much into a production studio. I got a finished basement, jazzed it up, got my Spider-Man stuff, and my cameras and lighting equipment, got my art desks and 3D printers. So, like, I do a lot of stuff from here. And I do my, like, YouTube videos and YouTube reviews. I want to do, like, animation. Like, I just want to go all out.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like it being in the house or whatever. It's just like, I'm done working today. I just go roll around the corner and just lay in the bed, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, I got a couch down here that is also a bed. So if I get too tired, I just roll a few feet over. Just gonna get a couple hours right there.
So you got a pull-out couch down there, huh?
Yeah.
That remind me of a joke I heard or whatever. It was just like they had a picture of a pull-out couch, and there's like the one place where so many lives were created with the ironic name pull-out couch.
I mean, well, it is what it is. I mean, okay. Things happen.
Yeah, I mean, we all can't be that quick.
That's how. That's the foundation of romance right there.
Yeah. That in the back seat.
Right? Oh my gosh.
If you could
Drawers, my friend.
If you can parlay your VT Heroes game into a film, how you think that would look?
I think it would actually work out. I would actually really sit down and probably put together a team of writers. Like I love writing and stuff like that, but I would want a team, especially if it was something that could go on the big screen. And like I'd want to overlook every aspect of it. So I shot live action, like we have live action clips and all that stuff from the commercial.
Yeah.
So, because I think, we have Instagram. That's the only way people can find stuff about VT Heroes. It's just from its Instagram. And we put up the commercial on there, and people started sharing it. I was kind of salty because, like, everybody else got more views than I did. I'm like, I only got like 100 views. Everybody got like 1,000 views on my commercial. I'm like,
but hey, man, at least it's getting shared.
Right, but it's getting out there. So I can't be too upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it was really cool that got to work with the Red and Silver Power Ranger from Power Rangers in Space.
Yeah.
And have them help present the card game, and like that was just awesome. They did an endorsement video for the Kickstarter, which I'm really psyched to have. Like, it's so cool. Like, having them in the video footage, like, we played the game, and, we like the game. It's easy to, they talk about how easy it is to learn, and, like, it's just so, I don't know. I guess I'm more of a fan of my own. I'm a fan of the growth of this thing. It's so weird. I don't know. I'm just really proud of it. It's like watching your kid, like, go to college.
Yeah.
You're like, he did it. That's my boy right there.
That's my boy, Blue.
It's really exciting. And now when I tour, because I speak in a lot of different schools and colleges, I bring one of the helmets with me just so people can see it, because they saw clips of it online or pictures, and they want to see, like, actual, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
this is the helmet. Here's the helmet from the actual live action.
So,
which I have in my office.
Which you spoke into fruition.
Right. It's crazy.
So,
I'm real hyped.
Yeah, I know.
But there's also a lot of work, though, because like putting together the packages for the Kickstarter, like trying to figure out what tier gets what.
Mm-hmm. So when is that looking to go live?
Looking at January.
Okay.
Looking to start the year off with VT Heroes.
Yeah, new year, new me, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to start it off fresh.
Hell yeah. So, we got VT Heroes, we got Jamaica J1 Con, we got the one in the fall, we got, shit, dude. You got it all.
And I'm supposed to be rebooting 2 of my books eventually. 2 of my comic series, and finishing one that I kind of, unfortunately, really neglected.
And then
I got a kid on the way.
Yeah, I was about to say that. In the midst of all that, there's going to be a kid in there somewhere.
I'm literally going to be holding a baby while drawing, so.
Yeah. So you need to get that baby trained up real quick so you can have that additional artist in there for your studio.
Right? That would be great. Oh my gosh, make it so much easier for me.
See, you in the sense of just making kids so you can have some more staff.
Yeah, right? That sounds so weird at third world.
Hey, well, right now you're speaking to the last child of 18 children, so.
Okay. So then you know exactly what I'm hit for.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I applaud you for daggone not leaving all these ideas and thoughts inside your head and putting them out there, man, because because of you, I got to meet all the cool people at J1Con, to include yourself, and just like go to a place I've never been before. So, for that, I thank you, sir.
Man, I thank you for even wanting to be a part of it, and hoping you come back, every year.
Well, shit, man. If I'm invited, I'll come check it out.
Oh, yeah, man. Part of the family, man.
Word. Well, before, well, partner. Well, since you're older than me, you be Uncle Jay.
You youngins, yeah.
Bless your heart.
Right? Bless your heart, child. Mm.
But let everybody know where they can find you, your works, and whatever you got going on social media.
All right, cool. On Twitter, you can find J1 Studios. Literally, everything social media-wise, you can just find it under J1 Studios, like the letter J, the number 1 Studios, with an S on the end, plural. That's pretty much Facebook. It's under that. Twitter. You can find all the convention stuff under J1Con. That's the letter J, the number 1, and con, like short for convention, CON. And then BT Heroes is only on Instagram. And you literally just type in VT and Heroes and HEROES. And you can find VT Heroes and all the behind the scenes stuff. That's where I didn't know where else to put it, so I just made Instagram for it.
Word.
So you can find behind the scenes sketches of like the production of the game, me on set, I think, a couple of photo shoots. Yeah, I got to post up some of the stuff with the Power Rangers.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Man, hurry up and get that kid out here so you can have some daggone a freaking secretary or a assistant.
Okay. I have assistants. I'm so stubborn and I'm do it myself.
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
Hey, but you're not that bad.
No.
But once again,
I just need to delegate.
Yeah, I understand how hard that can be. But once again, man, I appreciate everything that you do, have done, and are planning to do. And since you've been a guest of the Random Rambles with Rob, the door is always open for you to come back, promote your next big thing, or just come to shoot shit.
Yeah, I'm down for it, man. I'm always down for it.
Yeah.
And, you're always welcome. Yeah, there's always going to be the Black Family Gauntlet.
Yes, sir.
We don't need you there. So, I expect you there, sir.
Aye, sir. Yes, Uncle Jay. Yes, Uncle Jay. All right.
And when people see me, they're like, he's older than who?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I look older than everybody now, but shit.
I look like, everybody just say I look like Lil Wayne. So, there you go.
Yeah. But
what was Lil Wayne look?
But what that was weird too. So they said you look like Lil Wayne, but when they was talking about you, they was doing like Lil Jon. So I mean, I think they confused. I think they're getting the dreads mixed up.
Oh no! I get all three. I get T-Pain, Lil Wayne, and Lil Jon.
All right, so you Little Pain John.
I'm Lil Pain John. I'm Lil Pain John. That sounds like a really good cookie or cake or something.
I don't know, man. That might be something that you can make at J1 Studios.
Yeah, right. I can't do anything else. I just can't. Not anymore.
And that was the homie CEO, Jason Richardson. And every time I hear his name, I think about the basketball player. So anytime I put the tweet out, I always put in parentheses, not the basketball player, or I put the do not sign or the no sign with a basketball. So yeah, it's cool, man. Dude had hella opportunity and he didn't even know it. The unfortunate circumstances of having a single mother worked out to his benefit. We got free education, essentially. I mean, from, the way he explained it and whatnot. And he just been hella innovative since a young kid or whatever. Just think about some of the things he was talking about. He made magazines, made video games, and was doing subscription services. He, at that time, way back when he was a young man, was doing something that we wouldn't see within, we would see later within this past decade, this past 10 years or a little bit more. So that's just crazy to think that, what he was saying, money and influence really makes a fucking difference or whatever. And then, he was a little bitty kid then, not too many little bitty kids, back then at that time, just coming up with $1 million ideas and making a franchise and a business and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, man, maybe you missed out this time, but then again, he'll live forever until, Buffy the Vampire Slayer tried to come at him or whatever. But I think he survived. He might make it through that encounter because he got the decades of experience behind him and whatnot. So great time having the man, the myth, the legend, chat up with me here on the Random Realms with Rob. And as you heard, man, and as we talked about, your boy was tired. I mean, they had some interference in the background, all kind of other stuff going on, but your man does so much and he's constantly trying to do more, and it continues to fit the theme of these episodes that I bring you. Last week we had a guy that pushed the actual tire. We got a man that's doing so much right now business wise and trying to expand his reach, and he's tired, putting on a con this year in 2020 in Jamaica and in the United States. So that's going to be an arduous task. And then to continue with the final episode of the theme Tired, I got my boy JD coming back. We're okay. We talked about him. He was not too long ago when he was on, he's approaching the miles, the same path in his career that I was when I first started this podcast. He was on the verge of, he's on the fence about staying in or getting out. And he made a decision to get out. So now this interview that we'll have next edition will feature a civilian JD. And we get to hear some of the experience with him, transitioning and leaving out of the Marine Corps proper. So that's going to be crazy because he was tired because he's a civilian now. And, we live an active lifestyle on active duty. And now he's removed from that and is not so active, and he's doing more civilian-y things like, staying up late, partying, not adhering to, a daily diet that would fuel and keep a Marine active and alert, if you catch what I'm saying. Eat a lot of junk food and just chilling out and vegging out and everything. So he's enjoying his time away a little bit more than, when he was on active duty and whatnot. So yeah, I'll explain when the episode comes out because, I always talk at the end and kind of give you a little back brief. So just stand by for that and you'll see what I'm talking about, how tired he is. But great things coming our way, your way. And I just wrapped up an episode with the Rebel Radio podcast, local podcast here in Houston. And we did a movie talk about Saving Private Ryan. It was a great time. You should listen to it when it drops. I'll be reposting it all over the place. You know how I do on Twitter at 3R Show. So be looking for that. I mean, the movie to me, I explained it in the recording. I've seen it twice. One time before I joined the military, and then, after I joined the military. And that shit hit so different, after serving, because, you relate more because you've been through similar situations than, in this movie. Well, me personally. And, it just hit me different. I couldn't even get past the first 5 minutes. And I ain't even talking about the beach scene if you've seen Saving Private Ryan. So, yeah, hit me hard, hit me low. So look out for that once again. And shit, that's about it. March is fast approaching, and still trying to hit that goal of 100 Apple Podcast reviews by March 29th. So I'm currently stalled out at 86. So I know a lot of you that may be listening. If you can, take the time to go to Apple iTunes or Apple Podcasts and write those 5-star reviews or whatever have you. I just want 100 reviews, period. I would prefer 5 stars. What podcast host or entity wouldn't love a 5-star review? But if you just want to air your grievances, give me a review. I just want 100 reviews. That's all I'm asking for. It's free. Well, it only costs you your time, but You don't lose money because of it unless you Bill Gates or somebody or some shit. You know, those motherfuckers, if they've been over to tie their shoe, they losing money. But anyway, help your boy out. And that's all I got right about now. Congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. They go on to the Super Bowl. Fuck them both because they're not the New Orleans Saints. And hopefully we'll get back next year. But as I said earlier, you can follow me on Twitter at 3R Show. You can also follow me on Instagram at the 3R Show. You can follow me on or like or subscribe or whatever the fuck on Facebook at facebook.com/3R Show. And you can find me on YouTube, being a little more active with my content and reposting some old stuff. And you can just look up 3R Show on YouTube. If you have a hard time remembering that stuff, you can go to randomrob.com to where you can find anything and everything related to the show. Right now, for the month of January, the remainder of it, you can still get you some merchandise at discounted prices. Hats 35% off, t-shirts 18% off. Everything else, stickers and all that, like 5% off. All for the month of January. Shout out to everybody that has purchased hats and shirts. I appreciate you all so much for supporting the show. And that's not the only way that you can support. If you go to randomrob.com, you can use some of my Amazon links completely free. Just click it. The browser will refer you with my link. You buy your things like you normally do. I get a little kickback for the show. Those links are there as well. If you want to donate equipment to the show, I have an Amazon wish list there as well on randomrob.com. You click on that, donate it to the show. If you just want to donate cash straight up, one-time lump sum, there's my Cash App on there, Venmo, and PayPal. You can do it that way. Freaking, if you want to be a patron, you can do that for as little as $1 a month. There's only 2 tiers in my Patreon, $1 and $10. $1, you help and support the show. You have chances to win free items and whatnot, you know, all kinds of cool goodies and gadgets and what have you. And if you go with the $10 tier, you get extra content because, you know, I'm doing a lot of things in life and with this podcast. And if you want me to do extra shit, you got to pay me. $10 is my price, $10 a month. But as I said all that monetary support is delightful. I would thoroughly appreciate it if everybody just threw money at me. That would be fucking awesome. But you don't have to spend a dime of your money. What you can do for this podcast and any other podcast that you listen to, as I was alluding to earlier, review, like, share, subscribe, do all those things, retweet, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That's the best way you can do it. It's the free way and it's the most effective. Also, don't forget the motherfucking sponsors. Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Go to hooksrubsandspices.etsy.com to where you can save 15% off your order if you use the promo code RANDOM. Also, if you go to poddex.com, not dicks, you can get interview deck and all kinds of other things to help you take your podcasting prowess to another level. Help you with those thought-provoking questions that you can ask your guests and everything, or you can just pose it to your audience, create some engagement and feedback on the interwebs through your social media outlets. And once again, when it's time to get real soft and sensual, you can go on over to bluechew.com. Oh yeah, turn the lights down low. Get your Lubriderm out if you by yourself, or your Spunk Lube, not sponsored by me, or I mean, not sponsoring the show, but you know, I know it around the horn and whatnot. Yeah, and you might want to put it around your horn. And if that horn is kind of dainty and delicate and soft, Blue Chew will get you right. You can go to bluechew.com and get your first order free if you use the promo code RANDOM. You only pay $5 shipping, but that order is free. You got to pay for the shipping. That's how they work. I'm just saying. But yeah, bluechew.com. Get your Peter some power. Put some puff in your stuff. Get some hard for your rod and whatnot. That's bluechew.com, baby. Promo code random. I don't even know if that came out. I was doing the sexy voice, and I had some sensual music playing. I got this Steam Deck here with some buttons programmed in this motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So I hope that all came through. I know my guest can't hear because I forgot to configure the sound for people that are on with me to listen. So my fuck up, my bad. Put the horns on them bitches. But anyway, thank you for listening to the show. Come back for the next edition, and I'll see you next time.